Hey, gabagool.
Come on, a gabagool.
Dude, I don't know if you know The Sopranos at all. Like, have you watched it?
No, I haven't.
Okay, well, the theme song is really bad, and then it really grows on you.
Okay.
So the theme song is just I'll just sing one part of it. He goes like, "Woke up this morning, got myself a gun. Do 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 do." Oh, nice! A really fucking loud ass motorcycle. Cool.
Oh. Is that in the song or?
No, that is right outside my fucking window.
Okay.
But anyway, today I saw someone made a parody of the song, and he goes, "Woke up this morning, got some gabagool. Then I woke up the next morning and got some more gabagool. Then I woke up again and tried to get some extra gabagool." Like, it's all just gabagool. I'm like, God damn! I watched it like 15 times today.
You can say that you're the one who wrote it. I don't think there's any shame.
If I did, do you think I wouldn't fucking claim that immediately? You don't think I would send that to every friend of mine? It was so funny. I loved it. And the whole video is just a guy eating gabagool in different fucking settings. It's so funny. God damn it, that's making me mad.
Yeah, it was rough.
I need a woo-saw moment right now.
I've been
woo-saw.
I will say it has been nice living in Seattle, where weed is very legal and very present, and at some places very cheap. At least compared to like Texas, where it would be $60 for 3.5 grams, and I got one here for 10.
And you don't know what you're getting in Texas.
Right. You don't know what you're getting. You don't, it's going to be bad quality.
You don't know where it came from. You don't know what's on it. In Seattle, they're testing all that shit. Right. You know you're not ingesting something you shouldn't be ingesting. You can trust it.
It comes in these neat little Doritos packages.
I hate those Mylar bags, man.
I don't know enough to think either way, man.
I'm all about the glass jars.
Oh, okay. We got an old head here.
It preserves the terps, man.
Look, hey, don't talk to me about the terps, because I know about the terps. All right?
Look, you're going to tell me about terps?
No.
Right, don't get defensive now.
Yeah, you know what? I'll wait till I'm a guest on your new little podcast before we can, before I can school you.
You're gonna study so hard for like a month. Just like, have you heard of terpenoline? I'm like, yeah, dude. You're like, God damn it.
So apparently there's two types of weed, indica and sativa. I don't know if you know about this.
Yeah, that's all you got to know, really. Once you learn that, you are golden. You'll never make a poor purchasing decision ever.
I put the nug in the pipe and I lit it on fire and I tried to breathe it and it didn't work. So we might need to work on your technique a little bit. Yeah.
I mean,
just finding out laundromats cost $6 for any service.
Yeah, they do.
So I've had this heap of dirty laundry for the last 2 weeks. I don't know what to do with it.
Just buy new clothes.
I think that's probably what. Yeah,
it'll save you money in the long run, dude. For real.
Yeah.
Well, all right. In the meantime, load up a bowl, load up your dabs, get a joint going. And what's up, buddies? And welcome to a new episode of the Earbuds Podcast. Fresh. This is a fresh fucking drop right now. We are your hosts, Lucas, Sativa, Indrakovs, and Brett Sativa Hanrahan.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
We haven't said this in a while, but we are the odd pod couple of pod oddcasts.
Yep, there's no way to shorten that. I'm sorry. We've tried so hard.
It's super catchy. It rolls off the tongue.
Yep.
And we have a new fucking album to talk about, and I'm super curious to hear what you thought of this record. Whoa, shit just got red on your screen.
Yeah, I just decided to this is my rant lighting.
Is that
where everything's...
That's your on-air sign? You just like clicked it on so Lily doesn't come into the room?
Well, it's actually an applause light, but no one ever claps, which I think is kind of rude to me.
I think we can say in full confidence that no one has clapped once listening to our show.
No, and that's something that we definitely need to fix.
We need to address that.
It's definitely term 3 in 2023. That's going to be our main focus. But while we transition over to that, I guess we'll just keep this format.
Yeah, well, I dig the Himalayan sea salt lamp you just turned on, whatever that is over there. And Brett, today we're going to be talking about Charli XCX and her new album, Crash, in all capitals.
That's right. This is an artist that should be known to everybody by now.
I mean, there are some songs on this record on Spotify that already have 54 million plays.
Yes.
This album came out 2 weeks ago at the time of recording.
I don't know much about Charli XCX aside from that. A lot of music critics say that she is kind of one of the forerunners of this new developing pop era.
Really?
Yeah.
Because she used to be kind of hyper pop, right? Like her style was a little different before this record.
Yeah, I haven't listened to much of her previous stuff.
I've heard a few songs by her, previous songs that she had released, and I actually really liked them. And I liked how kind of out there, it's very different for pop music. And I've seen her categorized as hyper pop before. But this
I think that would make fans of hyperpop laugh pretty hard.
Probably. I mean, if you're listening to 100 Gex and you hear Charli XCX, they're going to be like, this is the most normcore shit I've ever heard.
Yeah.
But this album is very different for her compared to that previous stuff.
Cause as far as I know, I've heard like the pop songs. I've heard Fancy, which is...
That's one I've heard for sure.
Boom Clap, that stuff. But I don't think she really started innovating anything until like 2019 or something around there with Charli, and started experimenting with new stuff.
Okay.
And then released kind of an infamous quarantine album with How I'm Feeling Now.
Oh, cool.
This album, Crash, was supposed to be her next album, and then just wrote How I'm Feeling Now in between production and just like put it out there.
Perfect title for it, because we were all stuck inside and scared and confused. So she's like, let me just write a record on how I'm feeling now.
Yeah. Let me just kind of update everyone.
So that's kind of your history with Charli XCX. Like you've heard a few songs here and there, but you never really dove head first there.
Yeah, I've heard the hits. I've heard Fantano rave about her.
Fantano.
But if this album is any indication of her past work, I guess I'm just not quite sure where all the glory is coming from.
Oh, okay. That's all right. That's a little foreshadowing there. Well, I would say that this album was definitely very different in terms of stylistically. The style that she chose for this record was very different than what she's done before. This seems like a lot more throwback, traditional, like 80s inspired dance pop. 4/4 beats. And it was really 80s for the most part, which I really liked. And I did not like the songs that were not in that style. The songs that like Constant Repeat, Beg for You,
yeah.
Move Me, those 3 songs in a row, I feel like were much more traditional, almost like, mid 2010s pop music. Nothing special at all to those songs. But man, I loved the heavy 80s vibes that were so in your face in some of these songs. She pulled no punches with that.
A lot of those 80s synths, a lot of the drums kind of like sound like drum machines that were in that time.
The drums were my favorite thing on this whole record.
They were your heroes.
They were my heroes on this record. God, they were so fucking good. I love the production of the percussion on this whole album. Yeah,
I just Move Me just came on, and I'm definitely getting a little bit that percussion.
Yeah, dude, that just like super reverb snare, the cheapy sounding drums that I just love the drum machine Casio keyboard drums from the 80s so much. Prince and New Edition and any R&B or Cindy fucking Paula Abdul type. This is like a Paula Abdul type record. If you think about it sonically, production wise, just so throwback 80s. You didn't like the 80s-ness of it?
It's hard to feel nostalgic for an era you were never present in.
I mean, I was born in 87, so it's not like I grew up listening to 80s music. I hated 80s music until college. I thought it was vapid.
It's kind of hard to look at the old decades because you don't really know what was happening over there. You only hear like the top 40 pop hits of the decades, right?
I feel like you hear the best and the worst of each decade that you weren't present for.
I will be the first to say that 2000s music wasn't great. Well, like 2010 music, like the era of like Lil Wayne and stuff like that, it wasn't a great era, but it definitely should not be defined by those hits that you hear from it.
No, man, I definitely think like that decade of 2010 to 2020, pretty weak.
Pretty rough, man. It just makes me feel a lot better that a lot of really good music is coming out right now.
Yeah. Oh, there's some amazing music coming out now. And you know that I'm a 90s You're
file. A 90s head.
I'm a 90s head for sure. I think the 90s had the best music of any generation so far, or any decade so far. But I will say there is a certain kitschiness and charm to really shitty, dumb 80s music. Like, sweet dreams are made of these, and fucking never gonna give you up. It's all so cheesy and silly and stupid and has been parodied and satired for 30, 40 years now at this point.
Right.
But this just has this undeniable charm to me.
Yeah, I have found over time those cheesy things that used to infuriate me in other contexts are things that I'm enjoying now.
Yeah.
Like those cheesy, poppy synths and, the little guitars that you hear in the songs.
Especially the synth lead guitar stuff on this record.
Right.
Yeah. I'm such a sucker for that. And all the plucky... The synth is so juicy and tasty on this whole fucking record. The production's incredible on this album.
Yeah, and it almost seems, I mean, I wouldn't call it empty or anything, but I wouldn't say it's very overproduced at all.
No, it's not. I mean, it sounds like if someone remastered an 80s pop record, it would sound like this.
Sure.
Yeah. Because to me, it doesn't sound like they're using any new or modern equipment. Like this, all the synth sounds and all the drums and all the production on her voice, all the effects they put in, that all sounds like it came straight out of the 80s. Which is fucking crazy now that like that equipment's probably considered vintage at this point.
For sure.
Yeah. Fuck. I'm just vintage now at this point, dude. My equipment is vintage. If you know what I mean. But yeah, man, I definitely like the 80s shit grew on me, but there's been a ton of bands that have tried to make this sound come back.
Right.
Tons of Penguin Prison and Cherub and Miami Horror and Holy Ghost and all these synths, heavy 80s inspired bands. But the production on this record compared to all those that I just mentioned blows all those groups out of the water.
Yeah, I would definitely say the quality is modern.
Yes, for sure.
It's not trying to emulate a grainy kind of analog sound that the 80s had.
Right, you think about the 80s drums and how fucking grating those are sometimes.
Right.
How hard it is to listen to, how tinny and treble. There's all highs and mids in 80s music, and then there's fucking no low end on anything. Right. Great balance on this record that takes that sound and modernizes it. It makes me enjoy it even more,
Yeah, you can those kicks have a good amount of kind of oomph behind them.
Yeah.
There's a good amount of bass on this record, usually synth bass, but yeah.
Love the love the deep synth bass.
Yep. That's your thing.
That's my thing, dude. Yeah, the production is. I mean, I would say like it's so straightforward. Every single song, 4/4 beats. She's not going to surprise you with anything. It's verse, chorus,
Right.
verse, chorus, bridge, chorus. That's it.
The songs are pretty safe.
Extremely safe.
Right.
Extremely radio friendly. Very accessible, and it's done. It's been done a trillion fucking times. But I would say she pulled it off, and she made this like retro sound relevant again. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of other popular pop personalities and singers come out with an album that is bringing back this sound.
Well, a lot of people have done that already.
Yeah, for sure. I'm just saying, like, watch fucking Justin Timberlake come out with a super 80s song. Like, you've had Justin Bieber do his like tropical house stuff, right? Like I mean,
I haven't really been keeping up
man.
with the Biebers.
Is it too late now to say sorry? Like,
okay, well, yeah, I know about that. Yeah, he's
that's
like,
what I mean. It's kind of tropiloco house, kind of inspired by Caribbean sounds, but bringing back that 80s attitude. And so people have done that, but I haven't heard a whole record by an already established, really popular pop star that is completely owning this. Aesthetic.
I mean, I would say the Weeknd's latest record was definitely doing that.
Oh, see, I haven't listened. I haven't heard one song by The Weeknd.
Yes, you have.
No, I haven't. I swear to
God.
God.
You've heard the, ooh, I'm blinded by the light.
I've heard that.
I can't sleep until I feel your touch.
I've heard that part.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's basically that, but it's a song.
It's basically that, but 4 minutes.
But, a little bit longer.
Okay, so The Weeknd is kind of vibing on that too?
Yeah, The Weeknd is definitely doing that.
Okay.
There are a ton of other people I can't remember at the moment, but I would say compared to those people, this doesn't seem like it's supposed to be a callback to the 80s rather than just taking the things that she liked from the 80s and using it in this modern context.
I mean, and we're kind of harping on the 80s thing too, but I would say one of my not choice nugs, but one of my honorable mentions, Used to Know Me, is super 90s, like mid 90s club music that I think is I think that song is going to be fucking huge outside of America.
It's super like is Eurobeat like the right word?
It's Euro trash to the best that it could be, and I'll say from anecdotal experience, like my cousin in Dominican Republic is very into like dance music, and Dominican Republic is very into like this type of stuff. Used to Know Me is going to be probably on the radio all the time in Dominican Republic.
Oh man, I mean, it sounds like a great song to just play at the club and dance around to. You like you would hear this at in one of the GTA clubs.
Totally, dude. It's a great club track, and like really catchy, and it's a really cool melody where she's that part where she says you used to know me but now you don't, and she's going up and down.
Me,
now you don't. Yeah, really cool. You used to know me.
A lot of the songs on here are very catchy.
Super catchy, man. But go ahead. Go ahead.
I mean, nah, that was about all I was going to say about that.
Fuck, you made me choke on my wine. Well, I was going to say, yes, super, super catchy. Pretty much every track on this record. But her lyrics are some of the most basic shit I've ever heard.
Oh my God. It was such a slog going through the lyrics on this album. I feel like I might as well should have just ignored it.
I wasn't really listening to the lyrics a lot. It's how she sings it. She makes it really catchy and really fun. But man, those lyrics are lacking.
Yeah, it's just kind of like it's all the same stuff. Every song's about a relationship and some either I love you or I don't love you.
Right. I mean, that's pretty much it.
That's about it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. But I really liked the only song on the record that the lyrics really stood out to me and I thought were really fun was Yuck.
Yuck. It was kind of putting some semblance of a twist on stuff.
Yeah, right?
Yuck. Just kind of having this stuff that you would usually, pop stars would usually feign for, just like a nice person that treats them well, and she's like, ugh, I'm not used to this. Like,
I love it.
Gross.
And again, they're not great, but they are the best on the record. Like, I like the yuck, now you got me blushing, cheek so red when the blood starts rushing. Yuck, that boy's so mushy, sending me flowers, I'm just trying to get lucky. Yuck, looking at me all sucky. Yuck, quit acting like a puppy. Fuck, going all lovey-dovey on me. Like, I just love the yuck and the playfulness, and I love she goes like, fuck. Like, quit fucking being a little bitch, basically.
And I think the best use of lyrics was probably just on the very first part of the first song, Crash, where they have these two interloping vocals on each other, but it somehow works. I thought that was interesting, and I was kind of looking forward to stuff like that throughout the album.
Yeah, yeah. Crash was a great opener, but it might have kind of fucking set you up for failure a little bit, or for disappointment.
The first instrument, or the transition into like the song after this kind of vocal intro, is like super 80s. You know,
love it.
Like, God, the most 80s thing ever.
Yeah, it's a great. That's what sucks. It is a great opener, but it does, like, you know, everything sort of drops off a little bit after that until you get to Lightning and, you know, Yuck and Used to Know Me and Twice. Like, I feel like the second half of the record, I would say, is a lot stronger than the first.
Well, if you want to get into it, I might not agree so much.
Okay, cool. Well, yeah, man. What's your first choice nug then?
It is time. It is time. It is time for choice nugs. It is time. It is time. It is time for choice nugs.
My first choice nug is one that I think you don't like very much. It's Move Me.
You know, tell me why.
I think it's a great vibe. I love the kind of spacey, airy, the percussion on the song gives the song a lot of space, and her vocals are very breathy, and it kind of gives the whole song this vibe of fragility.
It's very moody.
Yes, it is very moody.
Very moody. I like the more chill vibes on it.
Yeah, and it seems very personal. And like using the instruments wisely on the song to kind of enhance the dynamics. When throughout the rest of the album, it's usually kind of like we have these three parts, and it's kind of the same momentum throughout the song.
I mean, yeah, I didn't dislike that song, honestly, but there was a slight an expectation that I've been trained to expect a certain thing to come from a song like this, which when she goes like something about the way you move me, and everything kind of drops down a little bit, and it's just kind of like, whoa, and she kind of keeps going on that.
Yeah,
that's my brain is trained to expect a fucking drop after that. Like when the music comes back in, it's like, like I expected that every single time, and every time I felt disappointed that she didn't do it.
You know, it is interesting you say that. It reminds me, the first time I listened to this album, I was reminded of a lot of electronic music that like heavily featured female vocals, and
you're talking like a
it
pendulum
had drops. It kind of like 2000s or 2010 electro.
Okay.
Like I can't really name any artists or anything.
Damn.
But
all right, it's all good.
Yeah,
because I probably don't know it. I
see...
really haven't given pop a chance until the last like 5 years.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it's just like, you know, the electronic beats where it's just a bunch of like heavy synths, and then there's this girl singing. She's like,
yes,
you know.
Yes.
And so I see how you expect that, but I never had that expectation. I never was waiting for that when I was listening to this song.
That's I think that's what made me not like the song more. It's because I wanted that, and it didn't
because
happen.
You wanted that to
I
happen.
expected it.
You know, it stays pretty low key the whole time.
It does,
and it features my favorite part on the album, which is like that verse a minute in, where she's like, "Where you cop in your fashion." and you
Yeah.
betray it. I just love her
Ooh,
like
sing to me, baby.
and it sounds just like that.
That sounded like back in the day when we used to do fake porn sounds.
Oh God.
Dude, we used to legit do that for like 10 minutes at a time at band practice and just make each other laugh.
Well, because it was a lot funnier like doing the faces too.
Yeah, oh
You
my
know?
god. I love the pop sound every time, the little bubble pop we did almost every time. Just go. Yes.
Like
I don't think anyone else would think that's funny.
I doubt anyone thinks that's funny right now.
We were literally doing it just to make each other laugh for like so long at band practice, just distracting ourselves.
I think it worked best on Luis.
Oh, he loved it.
He would have a
would
good
fits.
5 minutes where he had to like sink his face into the pillow.
He would do the Luis laugh where he would like Tyrannosaurus Rex his arms.
Yeah.
And just like he can't just
fall
like
back.
head fully back like Yeah, man, Move Me definitely has a great vibe. But I wanted that explosion.
You wanted to.
I wanted it to lead to something and didn't lead to anything. You know what I mean?
Right.
It did stay very steady the whole time, which it's almost like I got to give them a little bit of credit for defying expectations. Because I bet a lot of people have that in their brain now, where it's something about the way you move me, and then she has that a couple lines after that, and then the music almost completely stops after she stops singing.
Right. Yeah.
And you're like, oh shit, here it comes. And it's like, it just keeps going. You're like, fuck. Like, you get like a little bit of blue earballs listening to it.
There's
for
a
me.
little bit of like, there's a hit and all the music kind of comes in, but it's
Yeah.
not like a bang.
No, it's like a little like, like an electronic snare hit, right? It just goes like,
Yeah.
like, and it just goes right back to the beat. No, but chill vibes, man. Move Me's not a bad song at all.
Well, tell me about one of your nugs, man.
Man, honestly, I think I'm gonna change it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
revisiting, because at first Crash was one of my choice nugs because it's just not what I expected on this record at all. Super
Right.
super 80s, loved it, great synth. Like I was like, dude, if this is drum machine percussion, if this is Casio keyboard percussion for the whole record, like I'm gonna fucking love this. But it changed, man. As like I said, that second half of the record I liked a lot more. So my first choice nug was Lightning.
And so it's lightning.
Yeah, my first choice nug is Lightning.
Okay, cool. I didn't know if you're still going through like the stuff you had before.
No, I haven't. No. My Lightning immediately when I heard it was one of my favorite songs on the record. I love that chorus. I'm such a sucker for that cheesy ass like overproduced synth shit on this whole record.
Sure.
And man, Lightning has such a great chorus.
Yeah, it's got that kind of bloopy synth.
Yes.
That's doing a. I think it's like taking the place of the bass.
Yes,
at
exactly.
that moment.
Lightning, and it's like really
Yeah.
fucking great drums,
Yeah.
just driving that beat. It's such a fun song. And then another one that I'm like, this is like, if I go to the club and they start playing this shit, I'm like, dude, give me a fucking bag of Coke and a something to regret.
And a nice sweet suede.
Dude, a
like,
white
button
fucking
up.
a white tuxedo.
White tuxedo, white pants, white shoes.
White everything. White Coke. My Coke whiter than my fucking suit.
You can't tell where the suit starts and the coke begins.
Exactly. They're like, is your suit rubbing off on your nose? I'm like, nah.
I was like, oh, no, that's a different thing.
Dude, my suit will be made out of cocaine. Oh shit.
All right, Scarface.
Where you just fucking scratch the shoulder pad a little bit.
Yeah, it's scratch and sniff.
And I'm like, play that song again. I'm gonna write a fucking novel. And they did really cool like effects on her voice every now and then on Lightning, and it's just like that beat is so hard to not dance to.
The harmonies almost sound like she put her vocals through a synth or
Yes,
something.
for sure.
It gave it a little extra flavor in there.
For sure.
She definitely does that. I mean, saying what I want, give it to ya.
Yep.
through like a weird like phaser or
like,
something like that.
Yeah. And in the bridge, her voice is like super affected, and she has like 3 vocal tracks going on at once. Like she's kind of singing the chorus, but then she has other like weird like no things going on in the background with her voice. Kind of reminds me of
like
that
auto-tuned.
Yes.
Vocals. I don't know if those are auto-tuned, but I think that's the thing.
I think it. I wouldn't be surprised. It might just be completely redone in Pro Tools or something. Like they just took her track and did something with it, put it through a fucking pad or whatever it's called. But I like to think that it's kind of, it reminds me of a movie called Just One of the Girls. It's great 80s movie with Corey Haim where he's getting picked on, so he starts dressing like a girl to go to school.
And that led to him not getting picked on as much.
Somehow. Right. It led to his bully trying to fuck him.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So in the movie,
it sounds like a dope movie.
I actually love the movie. And because music is a big part of it too, because his character records stuff on a tape recorder and samples it and puts it through a synth to where like now all the keys on the synth are like that sound but different notes of it.
Right.
And he does that a lot in the movie, and the music is god awful. But this Lightning kind of reminded me of that a little bit, where I'm like, it sounds like they took her voice, patched it through a synthesizer, and just let someone play synth on and manipulated her voice, almost like a talk box type of thing. So yeah, definitely fell for that, man. I love Lightning.
I was I have a weird preconception. Like, if you call a song Lightning, I expect some kind of hardcore stuff to be happening.
Like Ride the Lightning on fucking
at all costs. It's just like when you call something like Crash and Lightning, you expect it to be like there be some kind of aggressive aspects of it.
Yeah.
Or for me at least. And so maybe that was the reason that it wasn't in my top 5 on the album.
Well, the lyrics definitely don't fucking, capture you.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's great.
Well, so what were some of your honorable mentions before we get to your second choice nug?
I liked Crash as well.
Yeah,
that was definitely an honorable mention. I think it's a great intro to the album, actually.
It really is.
And it seems like it was definitely made as an intro for this album.
It's a single, no doubt.
Which is weird because like the last song of the album is not an outro to me.
No, it's not, but I liked it.
Yeah, I liked it. It's just that it's the only song where they seem to care about album structure.
Right.
And then, obviously they went through the stuff of like kind of keeping it active and then going down a little, coming back up.
It must be hard to design a track listing for a pop record.
I couldn't imagine. I did it for the Death Rattle Valley, basically, and there are a couple regrets, a couple songs I would move to different places.
Did you come up with the track order on Death Rattle?
Yeah.
Oh shit! I don't think I remember that.
I mean, I had a whole notepad and I brought it in, and Michael was like a little wary of putting like 2 7-minute songs as the first 2 songs on the album. And,
I mean, only one song on that album is less than 7 minutes.
Yeah, I guess so.
So you didn't have much choice.
But especially, I don't know.
Oh, dude, that's awesome though. That the structure of Death Rattle Valley, I fucking love.
Well, I'm glad.
What would you have switched around? Because I think it's such a perfect order.
Well, the second song starts off very slow.
Yeah. Could have been a good outro song.
It takes like 2.5 minutes to get into the song for that one.
Oh,
and maybe that wasn't the best choice for the second song.
We let that song breathe a lot.
Which I think it was a good choice for the song.
Oh, absolutely.
Maybe not the best in order. I'll tell you this now, honestly, I didn't think people were going to like Bricks as much as they did.
I knew they were going to.
That was, I put
you buried that song.
I imagined us, huh?
You buried that song.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of imagined a side A and a side B to the album, and I kind of put it as the last song on side A.
Okay.
But man, everybody loves that song, and I wish I could have like put it second.
Yeah, I knew everyone was gonna like that song, or I knew
thought-
it was gonna be a popular one.
I thought everyone was gonna love "Bring Your Fire," so I put that as the first song on side B.
Right.
And then no one cared about that song.
No, people liked it. But Bricks
Well-
Bricks is just so catchy and has such a great rhythm.
Anyway,
And I wrote it, so you know.
so be sure to listen to Death Rattle Valley.
Yes.
That's
Check
our
out-
homework for y'all.
Check out our old band Mortalis.
Check out our band Mortalis.
Death Rattle Valley is one of the things I'm most proud about in my whole life.
Man, I'm proud of it too.
Yeah.
It's a great song. But enough jerking off.
Yeah.
My second Narnug is gonna be track 7, which is "Baby."
Oh, I love that song.
The part that mainly pulled me in with this song is when she does that vocal thing. It's like, "I'm gonna baby, baby. I'm gonna make you my, I'm gonna make you my, I'm gonna make you my baby."
This is a very cokey 80s song.
God, it just like I was dancing around to this song. I was looking all sexy, you know.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna make you my baby, dude.
It's Baby was for me when they came back to the 80s style. It's like you had Crash and New Shapes and maybe Good Ones a little bit, like kind of sticking with the 80s vibe, but then 3 songs in a row that were very kind of basic, standard, modern pop songs, and then Baby was like, yes, thank you, go back to the 80s shit.
Yeah. Yeah, and just the way the vocals interact with the music is
Yeah.
kind of reminiscent of that era.
Super.
And
those little
super-
synth flourishes.
yeah.
Love it.
It's like the reverb strings. It's like ba da da da.
Yeah. Ba, 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 da.
Exactly.
And those
Yeah.
damn drums.
And it's-
So
Yeah.
fun. You can't not bob your shoulders listening to that song, you know?
Right.
Yeah, that was an honorable mention.
It's a great moving around song, shaking your butt out
Yeah.
to everyone.
And you
out the
sing
window.
along to it too, man. Yeah.
I'm gonna make you my baby.
Yeah, great song, dude.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make you mine. I'm gonna make you mine. I'm gonna make you mine.
It's pretty simple, but damn, gets you on your feet.
The music is fucking legit on Baby. That's like Prince. Prince should have written that song.
Maybe he did.
Maybe
Who
he did.
knows?
You know, I am kind of surprised a little bit that there's no covers on this record.
No, you are?
A little bit, because it's like, dude, if you're gonna make an homage to 80s pop music, how are you not gonna cover some? Either I would be cool with either covering a massive hit from the 80s or covering this like unknown song that she loves. You know, like I would have liked to have heard a cover on this record.
I mean, she released the deluxe edition, I believe, the same day or the day after releasing this album, which I thought was funny.
Which I'm really glad that you didn't listen to that one, because I was like, fuck that, I'm not listening to the deluxe edition.
No, yeah, like it's only 4 songs. It only adds like, I don't know, like 12 minutes, but I'm not gonna. It's so weird that you would release it so soon after you release the album.
Yeah, usually
know?
isn't that like a couple months later you release a deluxe?
Yeah, I don't know. It just kind of makes me wonder, like, okay, well, then, I don't know. Are you just giving us a B-sides of this album?
Right.
Right after this album came
You gave
out?
us all the shit
Like,
that you cut out. Like, why even release it?
Yeah.
Why not save
was
it
like
for in
a-
your back pocket for 6 months from now? You release another single that wasn't on the record, you know?
I don't know. But yeah, I think it would have been fun to hear a little cover. I
Right.
don't really know how people are handling, like cover songs in this era of music.
It's weird. Covers are some of my favorite songs. I love when a band or a singer can take a song and completely make it their own. I think
Sure.
it's so fucking impressive. Like today I was listening to Sturgill Simpson's cover of The Promise. You know that song? Like, I promise you I will. You know that fucking 80s song?
No, I
Oh
don't
man.
think so.
You definitely do. I'm just not singing it right. But he covered that song, and he covered In Bloom by Nirvana.
I did hear that one.
Completely makes it his own.
I think it was definitely interesting. I'm honestly not into too many covers.
I love them for some reason. I gravitate towards covers.
There's select covers by select bands. There was a while when I was kind of following Weezer. It was like,
oh, they're a big cover band.
They're a big cover band, but even before they released like that Teal album or whatever, like 6 or 7 years ago, they were releasing like covers of Paranoid Android and Kids by MGMT,
I haven't heard any of those.
And in hearing stuff that's so different from what this band usually does is usually the most interesting aspect of these things.
Pretty cool, right? Oh, okay, I got the melody now for The Promise.
Okay.
I'm sorry, but I'm just thinking about the right words to say. I know they don't sound the way I planned them to be. But if you na 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 na, I promise you I will. No, nothing?
Is that the chorus?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Then yeah, you don't know that song.
Is it sung by like a girl?
I don't fucking know. All right, I just know the Sturgill cover is great. All right.
Okay.
Jesus.
All right. Fine.
All these fucking questions.
All right. Well, what's your second Narnug?
All right. Well, real quick, Used to Know Me, definitely a choice or honorable mention.
Okay.
Twice I liked, and New Shapes I thought was a great song. Also, the second track on the record.
I kept listening for the features, and I never. I
Yeah.
wouldn't know where they were if I didn't go on Genius.
There's 3 features on this record, and I don't know what any of them are doing.
Yeah, right.
So anyway, my second choice Nug, I changed it. So it was going to be Crash, and I changed it to Yuck because I just love the lyrics so much on Yuck, man.
Yuck.
Yeah, and the music's great.
It's a great kind of walking down the street, kind of looking
right?
cool with your shades on.
It almost
looking
gives
at
me,
people.
Yeah, it almost gives me the vibes of like, ha, 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 ha.
Yeah, right.
Like, I want to walk.
Almost a disco feel, like a slow disco.
Yeah, but like with hip hop too. Like yuck.
Yeah.
Yuck. Yeah. It's a great radio song. Love the mid tempo rhythm. It's slower than a lot of the songs on the record. Like I said, my favorite lyrics on the whole album, and
that's not a high bar.
That's not a high bar at all. I can limbo under that shit real easy. Oh wait, no, it'd be hard to limbo under that.
It'd
shit.
be hard.
Yeah, it'd be hard to limbo under.
Well, but you're really good at limboing.
So you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I was at that party.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
you deleted the photos, but the memories are gonna stay in my mind.
I can
forever.
dislocate my hips.
It was kind of disturbing.
Yeah,
but
it
impressive.
looks fucking weird and it hurts. Yuck also has that deep bass synth that it's just like, come on.
Oh yeah.
Come on. What am I not gonna like that? Who do you think I am? You?
Well, hey, like I like a deep bass as much as anyone else.
I don't think you do.
Well, not as much as you.
Yeah, obviously.
I'm a crunchy bass man.
That's true. You don't like the whoopee bass.
Luis conditioned me to enjoy that crunchy, nasty fuzz bass.
You like that snot.
But I can't appreciate the nice, clean, round tones, especially in like a funk setting.
Yeah, right. Kind of like the Damn Funk cover of the King Gizzard song. He had that whoopee fucking deep bass all over that shit. I think it was Catching Smoke. Didn't he do a cover of that or Shanghai?
Dude, I don't know. There were so many. Was that on the remix record?
Yeah, that Butterfly 3001. Yeah.
I wish. No,
it was one of your choice.
I couldn't possibly remember.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Who's the fucking weed smoker here, man?
I smoke weed to remember stuff, man.
Oh, I only smoke to forget.
Well,
yeah. On that note,
that's what drinking's for.
Let's get into ratings, dude. I'll go first.
Okay. All right.
I'm always the fucking gentleman. I always let you go.
No, yeah, it's fine. You could just go ahead and be first. Take credit for everything that we've all said. I get to add on to it and look like your little bit boy.
Brett, I'm putting myself first for once. Okay?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're like, for once? Okay.
What is your rating?
So, yeah, man, I was very surprised by this album. This isn't what I expected to hear from Charli XCX from my previous experiences with her music. But super juicy, tasty synth the whole time. Loved the heavy 80s vibes on a lot of these songs. God damn it. The percussion on this record, I need to buy a Casio keyboard and just have that shit playing on fucking loop, dude. I just love it. I love it so much. And again, like, I feel like she really owned this style and made it relevant. Again, I haven't heard The Weeknd, so I can't attest to what he's done. But one thing we haven't mentioned yet that I think gives this a couple of like notches up in the score, 3.5 minutes or less each fucking song.
Yeah, that's always appreciated, especially
pop.
Especially pop that's, it's not an insult when I say that these songs are simple, right?
Right.
But
pop should be simple. It needs to be accessible.
But it also shouldn't be a 5-minute long song where
Fuck
it's the
you.
same two parts over and over again and
Yes.
nothing changes.
And we're talking rap pop too. We're talking fucking Kanye and all these other rappers that I'm like, why are you doing a 6-minute song? No more 6-minute pop songs.
Well, it's like, yeah, I mean, I tried to listen to Donda just like everyone else, but I couldn't get through.
Either Donda's a fucking masterpiece or it's garbage. It's a dumpster fire. So, apparently there's only two opinions on that fucking album.
Look, it's like 2.5 hours long. If you don't listen to it, it's not going to be either.
Didn't he come out with Donda 2 recently also? I don't want to fucking... Kanye just upsets me. But Charli has a great pop voice. Her lyrics are basic, but I like the music a lot. I'm going to give it a 6.7.
That's not bad.
Yeah. I almost went up to a 7 something, and I gotta kind of ding her a little bit on how lame most of her lyrics are.
Sure.
And there's not even though there's honorable mentions on this record for me, like several, I'm probably not going to listen to anything else except, like, repeatedly, I'm not going to listen to anything else except My Choice Nugs.
Sure.
Yeah.
Getting into transitioning that into my rating, I'm never going to turn up any of these songs. I'm not going to turn my nose up at any of these songs if someone else plays it, especially if it's, a party or something where I'm just hanging out.
Great party record.
But I'm not sure I'm going to listen to any of these songs afterwards. I mean, no, you know what? I might listen to Move Me a couple times in a very specific setting. But yeah, it's just good pop music, and I'm just not a person who listens to pop music at all, even the good stuff, unless it's got some interesting aspect to it. In the 80s is not so interesting to me.
Right. I appreciate the freshness of the sound for what's out there right now, but yeah, it's not spectacular.
I will be looking forward to when we start incorporating 90s stuff into music. That is kind of happening on the hardcore side of things right now.
Yeah, dude. There's grunge is back.
Yeah, grunge is back. There's a lot of kind of that era screamo and kind of new metal stuff happening, which is very interesting to see. I don't know if it'll ever pervade the pop mainstream, though. Hunter Gex are pretty popular, and they're kind of bringing a lot of that stuff to people's attention.
I mean, you loved the latest Limp Bizkit record.
I did, yes. And man, new stuff's coming out. This band Tala I'm listening to is just absolutely insane.
Nice.
And my roommate Lily has been getting really into it, and it's slowly kind of gotten a hold on me. And there are definitely a couple songs that I'm gravitating towards in like the hyper pop section of stuff.
Okay.
And so with that being said, I guess that doesn't have much to do with this album
At all.
The production is great. It's not overproduced. I think it's a nice kind of breather, I'd say, if you're going through a bunch of albums. It's a nice album where you can kind of sit back and relax and maybe kind of dance a little bit. Mm-hmm. And it's not going to be challenging at all. I was kind of expecting a little more from Charli XCX just because I've heard her name everywhere, and maybe this isn't the best album to start off on with her.
Yeah, I think this is the most accessible of her stuff, I would think.
Yeah. I assume her earliest stuff is probably very accessible if Boom Clap is like kind of a good example of what her stuff used to be.
Right.
But, you know, it definitely didn't turn me away from her. I'm definitely going to try to check out her last 2 albums and give them another chance. And with that being said, I'm going to give this thing like a 5.8.
Okay.
Which seems I think I'm probably being a little unfair.
It's subjective though.
I think if I wasn't so I'm kind of under a lot of stress right now with the new move, you know, and this
You're
is
not
just
exactly
a nice
into party music right now.
I'm not really in a fun dance party lighthearted mood at the moment.
Did it help your mood at all?
No.
Okay.
It kind of made me feel like, oh God, this stuff sounds so happy. Oh,
yeah,
and that makes me mad.
Yeah, I get it. 5.8. I mean, you know, it's like you said, you're not going to go back and probably listen to any of these songs. So giving something that you're probably not going to revisit again, 5.8, I think is a high score for that.
I think this will be a great album for casual music listeners.
Yeah.
For people who just go out to the bars. And I don't think it's a bad kind of side quest for you know how music is evolving these days.
I dig it. All right. Well, buddies, tell us what y'all thought of this record. Are you guys huge Charli XCX fans? Like, did this album disappoint you, or are you going to check us out after listening to us? Let us know. Follow us on EVPcast on Instagram. I'm at Jean-Luc Guitard. Brett's at Brett Hanrahan. We're on YouTube. We're on every streaming platform. Tell your friends about us. Leave us a comment. Subscribe. Let us know what albums you want us to check out. And on that note, Brett, what are we listening to next, man?
Oh, I think you know what we're listening to next. It just came out. It's one of our favorite artists. I assume we both share this as one of our favorite rappers. It is Denzel Curry's new album, Melt My Eyes, See Your Future.
Oh, fuck yes, dude. Oh, I can't wait to hear that.
It's got Slow Tie on it. It's got Rico Nasty, J.I.D.
Nice features, dude.
I'm excited. I haven't heard a lick of this thing. I haven't seen any of the singles that came out. I'm coming to this fresh, and I am so excited.
Fuck yeah. I've heard 2 songs from it and love both of them. I cannot wait to listen to this.
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah. Oh, dude, you never told me what the answer to your riddle was. That the treasure's hidden beneath the 3rd floor.
Oh.
What was that about with this record? You that was your setup for this album.
Yeah, well, you know, it's part of the ARG.
What the fuck is that?
Well, you have to
I gotta
listen.
do research now.
In this life, us adults are miserable most of the time, and we want to have little treasure hunts, right? So people make these ARGs where you decipher code and you maybe go to a physical location. Mm-hmm. And when I said that treasure is under the 3rd X, you know,
you said 3rd floor.
That was the first of many clues. You go to the X, and I'll give you a little hint right now. There's a message in Braille that leads to a website that you have to get into the code into. Translate it into Nordic and then back to English.
Okay, so this isn't a thing. You're just making all this up. I feel like I'm playing D&D again.
It sounds like you're being kind of lazy and not doing.
No, I don't want to do it. I just want you to tell me.
All right, well, it's just for those who want to go through the journey.
Oh, Jesus Christ. All right, buddies. Well, let us know what you find under the 3rd X or whatever.
Yep.
Brett, what would you rate this episode?
I'll rate this episode a nice 8.0.
8.0. Okay. I'm gonna give it honestly, I'm gonna give this episode a 9.5. I think it was a great ep.
Oh shit.
I think it was a solid ep.
We're getting back into it. I think by next week we're probably gonna get back into shorties.
I hope so, man.
Everyone wish me luck on my new grocery store job.
Yes.
And please pray for me and give me the strength to not quit it after the second week.
Buddies, beer Brett strength, please.
Please.
And thank you for listening. Let us know what you guys thought. Brett, this was really good.
Lucas, this was really good.
3, 2, 1, stop.
Oh.
Bye, buddies.